The message arrived at 2:17 a.m. A single line. From my friend Ammar. Bro, वो रो रही है. समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या करूं. I stared at the screen, still seated in the parked car outside my own house. The engine was off. The night was too quiet. Unnaturally so. Even the street lights seemed dimmer, like they were holding their breath. My wife was inside, or she should have been, but she wasn't answering her phone. And her key, the one she always kept clipped to her purse, was on the passenger seat beside me. Forgotten. Carelessly dropped. Or maybe the universe wanted me to see it. The party had ended hours ago, my birthday night. Everyone laughed, drunk, and she, my wife, left with Ammar saying she would drop him home because he was too dizzy. I knew that look she had given him. I had seen it before, years ago, when she still remembered how to love me. But tonight, it felt different, calculated, like she needed an excuse to be alone with him. The phone buzzed again. Bhai, I swear, कुछ गलत हो गया है यहाँ. I didn't reply. I only watched the dark windows of my house, silent and still, as if they already knew what I was about to walk into. Something had cracked tonight. I could feel it, deep in my chest. Cold, sharp, something that wouldn't go back to normal. Everything started with her stupid suggestion. Let's play Dare or Dare, she had said, her smile too wide, her voice too light, her eyes flicking towards Ammar like she was rehearsing a sin. Everyone laughed. I didn't. I felt a tug in my gut, quiet, heavy. The game began innocent, but then she leaned towards Ammar, close, too close. Her voice dipped, barely above a whisper. I dare you to tell me what you really think of me. People hooted, whistled. I watched, stone-faced. Ammar chuckled, embarrassed, eyes red from the drinks. You look beautiful tonight, he said. The room cheered again, but she didn't stop. Then came the second dare, her dare. Put your hand, a pause, under the table. Laughter again, but I saw it. Her knee moved, her breath hitched. His hand disappeared under the tablecloth, slow, unsure, and she let it happen. She pretended it was funny, a game, a joke, but her body said otherwise. Something burned inside me, quiet, suffocating. Not anger, not yet, just knowing. A kind of knowing that replays in your mind long after everyone leaves. She pulled her hand away when she caught me watching. Her face shifted, a flicker of guilt, of fear. I couldn't tell which. Later, she insisted on dropping Ammar home for safety. I let her go, because some truths are clearer when you stop protecting yourself from them. I didn't confront her. Not then. Not ever directly. Confrontation gives the guilty room to perform. I wanted the truth, raw, undressed, without her rehearsed tears. So, I did what I do best. I observed. Her phone behavior changed first. Face down, always locked. Smile sent into a glowing screen like prayers. Ammar avoided me for days. He wasn't good at guilt. He talked too much when nervous, yet now he said nothing at all. I dug quietly. Phone records, late-night messages deleted, but timestamps remained. Ride logs, her bank transactions. One payment stood out. A 2-hour room booking at a boutique hotel. Bought minutes after the party. Cancelled 20 minutes later. I didn't assume anything. Assumptions are emotional. Evidence is clean. I checked the house cameras, internal ones I installed years ago, the ones she didn't know existed. Not for spying. Back then, I just wanted safety. Now, they were something else. At 1:13 a.m., she appeared on camera, alone, makeup smudged, breathing uneven, her blouse buttoned wrong. She tried her key. It didn't work. Of course it didn't, because I had changed the locks that morning, long before the party. Not out of suspicion, out of instinct, a quiet whisper telling me that the storm was coming. I forwarded myself her GPS history for the night. It confirmed what my gut already knew. But I needed one last thing. The truth from the only person who panics when cornered, Ammar. So I emailed him from an anonymous address. A simple message. Does he know what happened tonight? Nothing more, nothing less. Minutes later, he broke. Ammar arrived at my doorstep at 2:39 a.m., sweating, agitated, shaking like he carried a corpse inside him. Bhai, please listen. I didn't speak. I only stepped aside. He walked in, eyes darting around the hallway like he expected her to appear from the shadows. She said it was a game, he whispered. His voice cracked. She dared me. I thought it was harmless. But then she took me to that hotel, and I swear she changed her mind. She left before anything happened. I watched him break, piece by piece. Please believe me, he begged. I never wanted. I handed him the printed GPS log, then her hotel transaction, then the internal camera screenshot. He stared at them as if they were burning his hands. And then the email notification hit his phone. From the anonymous address, the same one I had just used to break him open. He read it again, again. His face drained, his breathing collapsed. "You knew?" he whispered. I nodded once, calm, detached. He sank onto the floor, hands shaking violently. He wasn't crying out of guilt. He was crying because he finally realized he had been checkmated hours before he ever touched her. She arrived 10 minutes later, knocking, then banging, then screaming my name like I was the one who'd betrayed her. Her key still didn't work, of course. I opened the door slowly. Her mascara streaked, her breath sharp, her face panicked the moment she saw Ammar sitting on the floor holding the evidence. What is this?" she stuttered. I didn't reply. I only placed her forgotten key in her palm. "You dropped this," I said. The calmness in my voice scared her more than anger ever could. She tried to defend herself, words scrambled, excuses half-formed, rehearsed lies collapsing mid-sentence. I let her speak. I didn't interrupt. I wanted her to drown in her own noise. When she finally went silent, trembling, waiting for my judgment, I simply stepped aside. "You can leave with him," I said. Her knees buckled. Ammar didn't move. He couldn't. He was too broken to stand. She realized in that moment that she hadn't just lost me. She had lost the version of me she could manipulate, the one who forgave, the one who trusted. That man had died at the party table. The house felt different when they left. Quiet, clean, as if their absence vacuumed out the chaos. I sat alone in the living room, listening to the echo of the door closing behind them. No anger, no grief, just clarity. People don't break you in one night. They break you slowly, silently, until the final crack becomes unavoidable. Tonight was that crack. I looked at the empty hallway, the dim lights, the quiet photographs on the wall. Everything was exactly where it belonged, except them. And maybe that was the first peaceful thought I'd had in years. I stood up, walked to the window, and watched the streets swallow their silhouettes. Then I whispered to myself, "Happy birthday." It was the first honest one in a long, long time.